Ciao a tutti, I am Toni Allegra. Welcome to my Italian cooking class. Continuiamo il nostro viaggio nel mondo della pasta fresca. Today I want to teach you how to prepare spaghetti alla chitarra with squid ink.
We continue our journey in the world of pasta fresca making, and today we make spaghetti. Everybody knows spaghetti. They are around 25 centimeters long, which is equivalent to 10 inches. They have a round cross section and are made with just semolina and water. However, spaghetti alla chitarra are a type of pasta al uovo, which is made of semolina and eggs. Chitarra means guitar in Italian, but it has nothing to do with a real guitar. Chitarra is the tool traditionally used to make these special spaghetti in the region they originate from, Abruzzi. Since it's not easy to find this tool, we will show you how to make spaghetti with the traditional pasta maker. Instead of semolina, it's not unusual to find people in Italy using normal flour for spaghetti alla chitarra. Squid ink is just added to give color to the pasta fresca, and it neither changes its making process nor the taste. If you choose not to add ink to the dough, but you still follow this video, you will get plain spaghetti alla chitarra. Squid ink can be found in squids, cuttlefish, and as well as octopus. They are all suitable for this recipe, and the flavor does not change. However, you stand a much better chance of finding a larger amount of ink for your black spaghetti in bigger cephalopods, because they have larger ink sacs. Please consider this when shopping at your favorite fishmonger, or else just buy ready-made squid ink at the store.
For make my pasta today I use semolina, egg, extra virgin olive oil, and squid ink. For the quantity, check the video description below. Per questa ricetta ci sono diverse interpretazioni. Potete usare semplicemente la semolina, potete mischiare semolina e farina o solo farina. A voi la scelta. The process for make black pasta is totally same the process for make normal pasta.
Break the eggs in a bowl and mix. Add the squid ink and mix well. Then form a well in the middle of the semolina and put your black mix in it with some olive oil, which facilitates the kneading. With a fork, slowly carve in some flour from around the well until it's incorporated with no lumps. Work your way around the well wider and wider. Once the black mix is not runny anymore, you can start kneading with your hands. For more tips on how to knead this kind of dough, watch our tagliatelle cooking class. Since we do not like waste, we dip a piece of dough in the bowl to collect as much black ink as possible, and we'll use the same dough to collect the semolina scattered on a kneading board. After kneading, shape the dough into a ball, cover it, and let it rest.
When you finish to knead your dough, you have to give it rest for at least 30 minutes. These are very important because to become very easy to flat it.
If you are lucky enough to have a chitarra tool to make the spaghetti, you'll need to flatten out the dough with a rolling pin until you get a 2 mm thick strip. The alternative to the chitarra is cutting the dough into small strips after folding it. But since we need to keep a regular thickness of 2 mm, this is quite challenging if you do it by hand.
Ragazzi, fare il taglio di questa pasta a mano è molto difficile, specialmente per me che sono un po' imbranata con i coltelli. Voi provateci, se ci riuscite scrivetemelo nei commenti qui sotto. Ci vuole lo strumento giusto, io non ce l'ho, per questo ho fatto i miei spaghetti alla chitarra con la classica nonna papera.
Let's see then how to use the pasta maker. Cut a piece of dough using a knife without tearing it off. Then flatten it with your hand. Pass it through the rollers of the pasta maker with the widest spacing. Slightly push the dough through the rollers and spin the handle. If the dough tears, never mind, just patch it up. Fold it and then pass it through the rollers again. Repeat this folding and pressing process a few times until you achieve a rectangular shape. Then reduce the roller spacing by 1 notch and pass the dough again. Keep reducing the roller spacing until a thickness of 2 mm. Cut the strip around 25 cm long. Well, you don't need to be so accurate to require a meter for that. Finally, pass the strip of dough through the rollers that have cutouts from the spaghetti. And here you are, our beautiful squid ink spaghetti alla Chitarra. You can see the square section of the spaghetto. Also, note how rough its surface is. This is what will make this type of spaghetti so great and making the sauce clinch to it rather than let it slip off. Now, let's see a couple of tips for the best results. 1. Squid ink can be frozen for later use, but this will create granules. If they don't bother you, it's okay. Else you can mix the squid ink with some tomato sauce before freezing so that the granules will not appear. 2. Once you have finished your fresh pasta, you can freeze it, but please do not let it thaw before use. Simply put it in the boiling water to cook. 3. When kneading the dough, you can tune the mix adding a bit more of semolina or a little more water until you get the right texture. Remember that this dough is supposed to be hard.
I nostri spaghetti sembrano bellissimi. Vediamo adesso se sono anche buonissimi. Facciamo una ricetta super veloce in 2 minuti, ma con un sapore che ricorda il mare. Iniziamo!
Chop a tomato and parsley stem. Add some salt and mix. Chop a chili pepper. Crush a garlic clove and add it in the hot oil with an anchovy. Stir until the anchovy melts. Then add the chopped tomato, parsley, and chili pepper and stir fry for a few minutes. In parallel, cook the black spaghetti, which you can drain once they start floating. Continue cooking in the pan, adding some of the boiling water, which is rich of starch. A few minutes after the pasta is al dente, add some squid rings.
Thank you for watching this video. If you wanted to become a great Italian chef, follow me. If you wanted to watch more Italian recipe, don't forget to subscribe and to push the bell. See you in next video. Ciao!